The GTZ was such a special car in the sense that its super lightweight design with that aluminum body allows that little 1600 cc engine to perform quite amazingly, especially at the high-speed circuits. When you watch video of one of our drivers, and using Gunnar Jeannette as an example, and seeing a driver actually work the wheel, manipulate the throttle, that's what it was about. Targa 66 is an opportunity for us to take out cars and exercise them, and every so often we want to take those racing cars out that can't be driven on the streets and run them at a pace that allows them to get up to temperatures and allows us to assess how everything's working. I'm Scott George. I'm Curator of Collections at the Revs Institute and Vice President of CH Motor Cars. I came up in the amateur sports car racing world, and I've been working at CH Motor Cars for over 35 years. We're very fortunate to have this 1964 Alfa GTZ, and this car came to us approximately 20 years ago now. Our particular car was a team car from Scuderia Santa Ambrosia and raced in Europe before coming to the US, but what it's primarily known for is a Sebring race in 1964 where Chuck Stoddard and Jim Kaser won their class in the car.
Some 50 to 70,000 car buffs pilgrimage from quiet vistas all over the globe to watch the best in the business win honors. The internationally famous Sebring 12-hour endurance.
I got a call from Arturo Reitz, who was the head of Alfa Romeo North America. He told me that they were planning to bring a team, factory team of TZs over. Of course, we didn't know what a TZ was, but that I have recommendations for drivers, for American drivers. We've been asked to explore the idea of having one or two teams with American drivers in addition to the Italians. I got a call from Mr. Reitz, who asked me if I would be willing to drive myself. Of course, I had recommended Chuck Stoddard, who was very well known as an Alfa driver, was a very good driver. I recommended Bill Wiestoff and also Chuck Dietrich. The team was run under the auspices of Scuderia Santa Ambrosia, which is the Italian racing team that represented Alfa Romeo. And that team was headed by Signor Dragoni, who also was the head of CFAC, which ran the Ferrari team. Engineer Nicolas was the chief engineer for Alfa Romeo and was primarily responsible for the development of the car. The car was built, of course, by Zagato. Zagato not only did the coach work, he put the car together, but he also did miles and miles of testing on the car. And so it was Nicolas and Zagato who really ran the team both before and during the race.
The team brought 4 cars that year, and there were some problems with a couple other cars, but our car ended up staying on to win its class.
We were really out front in the 1600 class. But of course, we originally intended to win also the under 2 liter class, which included some Porsches. But then the car of Dietrich and Wiestoff quit with a broken differential unit. It quit at Webster Corner, so we're the only one standing at that point, the only car going. We were told in no uncertain terms to take it easy. Now, as I remember, I think we could have fairly easily won the under 2 liter because there was perhaps one Porsche that was ahead of us, but that was not an option at that point. The whole idea was to finish the race and win the class.
And so it's probably among the best of the Corsa models of the GTZ out there with its racing history and its originality.
Sometime towards the end of the first hour, I was coming down the back straightaway that's behind the pits. It comes down that straightaway and you make a really what amounts to 180 degree and then come on up the pit straight. And coming down the back straight, the engine started to run rough and power went way down. When I came around the corner, I limped it back into the pits. I think that Arturo Reitz was acting as interpreter because we couldn't speak Italian and they couldn't speak English, Nicolas and Zagato. In any case, I told him quickly what was happening. I said, stay in the car, stay in the car. They immediately seemed to know what was wrong, so I suspect they may have had the problem before. The electrician on the team shinnies under the back of the car, unplugs the one fuel pump and plugs in the other fuel pump. They put in maybe a can of gasoline, and I was told to get going. And I did, and the car ran flawlessly after that. Now, back here a year or two ago, I happened to see my old friend here up on the lift. And so I looked back in there, and sure enough, there's those two fuel pumps, two electric fuel pumps are still up there.
If you were to put one of our cars up on a lift and look at it visually from the bottom side up, or take a wheel off, we want them to look and feel exactly the way that they did in period, hardware-wise, brake cylinder-wise, but we keep all of our original parts. So if we had to replace an original part in a braking system or a mechanical system of any kind, we save those in our takeoff boxes. So even if we replaced a part for the sake of not being able to find an exact same part, we maintain those parts with the life of the car. The Alfa GTZ was restored from great original photography from our own archives and from some other archives from Sebring in 1964. And close examination of great images allowed us to see a lot of details that you wouldn't otherwise normally see. Things like that rondelle, the leading edges of that were taped down because it must have been coming loose in the wind. And so they just taped down the leading edge. But that car, we were very fortunate to find those images. It hasn't been fully restored, but we did do a cosmetic assessment of what was incorrect about its Sebring days, and we brought it back to the 1964 Sebring race from an aesthetic point of view, from all the application of all the rondelles and the striping. But we go down to those level of details. You'll even notice some things are pitched a little bit of an angle or crooked, and that's the way they were put on in the day, and so we put them back that same way. And that's part of the charm of examining images and then trying to recreate what's been done in the day, because you can overthink it and make things a lot more perfect than they really were at the time. And we take pride in bringing those imperfections back to life when we need to. To keep cars alive in the world is important for many, many reasons. People come in and appreciate the cars as art and style, and color, shape, but keeping objects alive is important to us because they're active matter, and allowing these cars to perform and drive and share the experience. Why keep a car static unless we have to?